Hey, this is Tom. Today I want to take you somewhere simple, but surprisingly interesting, a car wash. Now, I know what you might be thinking, a car wash. Really? But stay with me, because this place is more than just soap, water, and spinning brushes. It's actually a great way to learn everyday English, understand routines, and even notice how small systems work in real life. So let me set the scene. It's Saturday morning. Not too early, not too late. The kind of time when people finally slow down after a long week. I'm sitting in my car, looking at the dust on the windshield, the dried mud on the sides, and I think, yeah, it's time. I start the engine and I drive to a nearby car wash. It's not far, about 10 minutes from my place. As I get closer, I see a line of cars already waiting. That's normal. Weekends are always busy. Now here's something important. When you arrive at a car wash, you usually have two options. A self-service wash, where you do everything yourself, or an automatic car wash, where machines do the job for you. Today, I choose the automatic one. Why? Because I'm feeling lazy and also curious. I pull into the line and stop behind a black SUV. The driver in front of me steps out, talks to the machine, selects a program, and pays. That's when I start thinking about vocabulary. At a car wash, you often see words like basic wash, deluxe wash, premium wash, wax, rinse, drying cycle. Each of these means something slightly different. For example, a basic wash usually includes just water and soap. A premium wash might include wax and extra cleaning steps. When it's my turn, I slowly drive forward. There's a screen. It gives instructions. Select your wash. I press the button for deluxe wash. Not too cheap, not too expensive. A good middle option, like most of my decisions in life. Then comes the next step, payment. I tap my card. The machine beeps. Done. Now here's the moment I always find interesting. A voice from the speaker says, "Please drive forward and place your vehicle in neutral." That's something learners often don't know. Neutral is a gear in your car where the engine is not connected to the wheels. So I follow the instructions. Slowly, carefully, the car moves onto a track. And suddenly, I'm no longer driving. The machine takes control. And that's where things start to get a little more interesting. All right, I'm back. Tom here. Let's continue. So there I am, sitting inside my car, hands off the wheel, as the machine slowly pulls me forward. It feels a bit strange at first. You're used to being in control when you drive, but now you just sit and trust the system. That's actually a useful phrase, to trust the system. It means you believe the process will work correctly, even if you're not controlling every step. Now, the moment my car is in position, the first part begins, the pre-wash. You hear a low mechanical sound, then whoosh, water sprays all over the car. Strong jets hit the windows, the roof, the sides. It's loud, almost like heavy rain, but more intense. This step is called a rinse. To rinse means to wash something quickly with water, usually to remove dirt or soap. I watch the water run down the windshield. Dirt starts to disappear. It's satisfying. There's something calming about it. Then comes the next stage, soap application. Big rotating brushes move toward the car. Slowly at first, then faster. They're covered in soft material, and they spin as they touch the surface. Now here's a good word, foam. The soap isn't just liquid. It turns into thick white foam. It covers everything. For a moment, I can't see anything outside. Just white. Honestly, It feels like being inside a cloud. The brushes move back and forth, left and right. This motion is called scrubbing. To scrub means to clean something by rubbing it hard, usually with a brush. At this point, I always have the same thought. I hope these brushes are clean. Because here's the truth, not all car washes are perfect. Some people worry that brushes might scratch the paint. That's why some prefer touchless car washes, where only water and pressure are used. But today, I am committed. No turning back now. The machine continues its work. The rhythm is almost hypnotic. Spin, scrub, spray, repeat. And while I sit there, I realize something interesting. This whole process, it's like a system of steps. Rinse, soap, scrub, rinse again, dry. Simple, logical, efficient. It reminds me that many things in life and in language work the same way, step by step. And right now, I'm right in the middle of it. So the car is fully covered in foam. And for a moment, everything feels soft, white, and completely hidden. But that doesn't last long. The next stage starts, the rinse after soap. Suddenly, the brushes pull away. The foam starts to break apart, and strong streams of water come back. This time it's more focused, more precise. It pushes all the soap off the surface of the car. This step is important. If you don't rinse properly, soap residue stays behind, and that can leave marks when the car dries. So the water keeps hitting the windows, mirrors, doors, until everything looks clean again. You can actually see the difference in real time. Dirty gray water running down, then clearer and clearer flow. Now, here's a word that fits perfectly here. Pressure. High pressure water is what makes this stage effective. It's not gentle, it's strong and direct. After the rinse, the car moves forward again. This is the part people usually wait for, the drying section. Big soft cloth strips start moving above and around the car. They look like giant hanging towels. They rotate and swing as the car passes through them. At the same time, warm air blows from different sides. This is the air dryer system. So now you have two things happening together. Soft materials wiping the surface. Warm air removing leftover drops of water. It's kind of satisfying to watch. Everything that was wet and messy slowly turns clean and shiny. And I noticed something practical here. Drying is just as important as washing. If you skip it, water spots stay on the glass and paint. Those small marks can ruin the final look. As I move deeper into the tunnel, I see the car in front of me exit the system. It comes out looking completely different, brighter, smoother, almost like it's new again. That's the effect of the full process. Not one action, but a sequence of carefully timed steps. And while I wait for my turn to reach the end, I start thinking less like a driver and more like an observer of a machine doing exactly what it was built to do. Everything has its place. Everything has its order. And my car is almost there. Now I'm reaching the final stage of the car wash, and this is where everything feels like it's wrapping up. The car moves out of the drying tunnel, and suddenly the light changes. Inside was darker, enclosed, almost like a short trip through a mechanical cave. Now I'm back in open space again. But the process isn't fully finished yet. There's usually a final inspection phase, even in automated systems. Sometimes it's just sensors checking if the wash cycle completed correctly. Other times, there's a worker nearby doing a quick visual check. In my case, it's automatic. The system signals that everything is complete. A small green light appears on the screen. Wash complete. Please drive forward. Simple message. No drama. Just done. I put the car in drive and move forward slowly. As I exit, I immediately notice the difference. The windshield is clear. The body of the car reflects light again instead of dull dust. Even the mirrors look sharper, like they can finally see properly. That's something interesting about cleaning. You don't always notice how dirty something is until it becomes clean. Now, I pull into the drying area outside the tunnel. This is where people usually stop for a moment. Some wipe extra spots manually. Some check their tires. Some just sit and breathe for a second. I stay in the car for a bit. And here's where I start thinking more deeply about what just happened. A car wash seems simple, but it's actually a controlled system with clear logic. Input, dirty car. Process, wash stages. Output, clean car. That structure is used in many places, factories, software, even daily routines. You take something messy, apply steps, and end up with something improved. Another thing I notice is efficiency. The whole process took maybe 5 minutes. Not long at all, yet the result feels significant. But there's also something slightly mechanical about it. No human interaction, no conversation, just instructions, sensors, and movement. It makes me think about how modern life often works like this: fast, automated, structured. Convenient, yes, but also a bit impersonal. Still, I can't deny it. My car looks great. I check the side mirror one more time. No streaks, no dust, just clean reflection. And at that moment, I realize something simple. Sometimes small routines like this aren't about the car at all. They're about taking a break from everything else while a machine quietly does its job. I put my hand on the steering wheel again. Time to go. I left the main car wash area, but I'm still thinking about the experience as I drive away. The road feels slightly different now. Not because the car changed how it drives, but because I notice it more. The windshield is perfectly clear, so everything outside looks sharper: trees, signs, other cars. That's something interesting. When your view improves, your awareness changes too. As I drive, I start reflecting on the sound from the car wash. The loud water jets, the spinning brushes, the mechanical movements. At the time, it felt normal. Now in silence, it feels almost exaggerated in my memory, like a short storm I passed through. I also think about the efficiency of routine systems. A car wash doesn't think. It doesn't adapt. It just follows a fixed sequence. Yet it works every time. That's because it's built on repetition and precision. And honestly, there's a lesson in that. Not everything needs creativity. Some things just need consistency. Now, I pass a small parking area and notice other drivers still waiting their turn. Their cars look dusty like mine did earlier. It makes me realize how quickly conditions change. A few minutes inside that system, and the result is completely different. But there's another side to it. While the car is cleaner, I also notice something missing: human effort. I didn't wash it myself. I didn't feel the work in my hands. I just sat and watched. That raises a simple question. Does convenience always come at the cost of involvement? I don't have a strict answer. But I do know this. Today, I chose ease and it worked. As I continue driving, I turn on the radio. The sound feels clearer now too, as if everything in the car is slightly more in tune after being cleaned. And then I think about language again, because that's really what this is about. Words like rinse, scrub, foam, pressure, cycle. They're not just car wash vocabulary. They describe actions, processes, movement, things that happen in many different contexts. Maybe that's the point. Everyday places are full of language if you pay attention. I glance in the rearview mirror one last time. The car wash is already behind me. And just like that, the whole experience becomes a short chapter in an otherwise normal day. So, I'm fully back on the road now, and everything is normal again. Traffic, signals, buildings, people moving around their day. Nothing dramatic, just life continuing. But I keep coming back to that short moment at the car wash because it's one of those experiences that's simple on the surface but stays in your head longer than expected. Here's the final thought I want to leave you with. A car wash is basically a controlled transformation. Something dirty goes in and something clean comes out. But the interesting part isn't the result, it's the process. Step by step, the system removes layers. First dust, then mud, then soap, then water. Each stage has a purpose. Nothing is random. Nothing is skipped. And maybe that's why it feels satisfying, because it's predictable in a world that usually isn't. Now, I also realized something personal here. While I was inside that system, I wasn't really doing anything. I was observing, waiting, following instructions. And sometimes that's exactly what a day needs, a moment where you don't have to decide anything. You just let a process run. But of course, life isn't always like that. Most of the time, there's no automatic system to fix things. You have to do the scrubbing yourself, metaphorically speaking. Still, small routines like this matter. They reset things. Not just the car, but the mind too. As I drive further away, the memory of the car wash starts to fade into background noise. It becomes just another stop in a long list of ordinary moments. But I think that's the point. Not everything has to be important to be worth noticing. Sometimes it's just about paying attention to what's already happening around you, even if it's just water, foam, and a machine doing its job. All right, that's it from me. Tom out.
Write a comment. 3 best comments get 20 English lessons completely free.